the quickest ever see litter. All I'm interested in, deep down, is true social histories. I mean, all that happened in Britain, everything went weird about 15 years ago, and I know full well why. Because as of 30 years ago, the ordinary people started to guzzle loads of kind of chemicals at raves and that kind of place. Anyway, that's that. But 15 years ago we had a few places, although the region I was living was only had about 20% of the population density across the whole region. I only ever think in regions. But you would go to places where there had been a little gathering for some little small... I mean, these were just people from the big towns would come along and play. But they didn't use that word then. They would gather. Their tribes would gather. Their tribes, they would say. But all that would happen, they'd just leave loads of friggin' litter. And then gradually they tried to turn themselves into things like relationship counsellors and that kind of thing. That's the only book you need for relationship counselling. But everything has to be turned into some kind of oh, just a seagull. Kind of super special bigged up performance. Why did I turn this on? I turned it on for... Oh, there we go. All there is in life. Yeah, and these people just completely trashed our area. Although they would claim the exact opposite. And we saw it come through. I mean, they would gather for events which would be themed into... It wasn't, we didn't use the, well, they didn't use the word workshop. No, spiritual. Let us collect together for spiritual. Ah, he found it. Everything became so specialised in Britain. All there is in life is walking out in nature, existing in a town, making money if you must, but the small things. In May, beginning of May, I took a series of photographs which would seem absurd, but if you have arrived at the following place, it's contentment despite them all, which is having spent a winter, or rather a few months, roaming around in winter conditions, that was muddy. In and out, in and out. Lots of in and out. Gets muddy. Prior to coming down to this new region, new start in life, the small things. I spent a few hours cleaning that door, hoping that a new ally would be sitting in this seat. That's it. And that alone is a pleasure. It's a real one. Listening this morning to something understood, Candide, Pangloss, etc., etc., etc. No. It's like just simple affinity. If one has encountered somebody who appears to be aside all this awful turbocharged performing. And I do not mean being a musical performer. It sort of arose out of the festival experience existence. And they tried to have all sorts of bigger festivals, from gatherings of 10 people in a mouldy old tent. I used to love gatherings of 10 people in a mouldy old tent 20, 30 years ago. Small scale, human. But no, the type 2 men then wanted to monetize all of that and turn it, and Hilary Lawson was the perfect example, turn it into a spectacle, a large gathering, pretending that they cared about the community within such things, when all they turned into was fucking litter. But small scale, small things, is the great pleasure. The small thing of, hey, I know the environment's totally buggered in my whole region. Just go and link up with somebody. And if you do, enjoy the fact that was really pretty filthy got filthy over the winter. Clean it up in case somebody's sitting here, because we all have to have standards suggesting we're not one of the drug-munching lunatics who drop litter everywhere, because they're awful. And they came to the Hollybush, which is an environmental campsite. Yeah, from 15 years ago, myself and my daughter, we saw that place just ruined by these disgusting, no, let's not call them disgusting people, by disgusting behaviours. They came along, they faked that they had affinity with the natural camping area around next to a river, but didn't notice that they would leave crap. That's it. So, your response to them is forget them. Unfortunately, what they preach is not how they exist. And just find somebody, even a few people idea, who would appreciate things like, oh well, I clean my little van door, specifically to respect. That's it. To respect and enjoy your values. But everybody's been spun off so much. It's like, well, those simple homespun values are not enough. You have to have special insight. There is no special insight. And I'm totally in touch with the magical sublime. It's there just to remind us that there's something more. Anybody who makes money from even imagining they know what it is a charlatan. Full stop. Right. So, all that matters, I've survived. I've survived all of them for one reason only. And I've been able to engage because I got back into the motion 34 kilometres every week, 40 kilometres every week, just moving. Lots of movement. Just not to everything, extreme sports, extreme marathon, extreme this. No, just the meditative, just pushing your body along at a reasonable pace. Plenty of time stopping and staring is the only remedy there is to such artifice. Humanity just actually is artifice. So be it. Don't let the buggers get you down.